about whatever you want. Anything is up for grabs. It is the beginning of March Madness. The bracket was unveiled today. And I will be starting a group like we do every year. I'll include, oh, in fact, I need to do that now. I'll put a link down in the description. Maybe I'll comment with a link. Maybe I'll put one in the chat here. I will try to stuff a link about anywhere you can. So, I got the bracket video posted as well. This may be the final year I post a public bracket, which hasn't been going very well the last few years. And what's the point? I'd rather people join the group than look at the bracket anyhow, I suppose. All right. Am I still, is that still what's copied? I think that is it. Hey, what's up, Abe? Nico, what's happening? What's happening? All right, so there it is in one spot. I cannot comment just yet. Okay, so what's up? I've been listening to some of the Oysterhead shows, the ones from 2020, actually. I haven't listened to that in a long time, really. I barely remembered how those shows went. And Les Claypool, obviously, some funny banter. The original Oysterhead shows were cool too as well, but I kind of forgot about those more recent ones. Cool, boom, man. Thanks for stopping by, saying hey for a minute. Yeah, lately I've been doing these more late than anything. It's the way it's been working out. Okay, that's not what I want. So, how's everybody doing? Has anybody else listened to the Oysterhead shows recently? Have you been to the recent Trey shows? Try to add a link in the description for that. All right, I think we're all set. Okay. I am almost ready. Hey, what's up, Clint? What's happening? This will be easier when I get this pulled up. All right, there we go. Now we are set. Hey, what's up, Spud? Hey, what's up, LG? Oh, how was that? How was the Roseland show? Did you like? Hmm? Yeah, I've been thinking more about some of these shows. Thinking about listening. So I think I have a link here in the chat somewhere. I have a link down in the description. If anybody's interested in joining the group, you are definitely welcome. All right, so I think we're about all set. No game to not really watch tonight, although I should have thrown on like an Oysterhead show or something. Wait, how many times do I have this pulled up? Oh, I only need it once. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, there they are on Conan, huh? Bonnaroo, 2006. Maybe I should check out some of that, the 2006 Bonnaroo performance. There's the one going all the way back to, what's that? PBS broadcast in 01. Wow. Okay, here's the one from February 14th, 2020, that is. Little did they know what was coming. Hey, what's up, Dan Z? Sorry, I'm already getting off of the chat. Throw some phones on. Get the real deal going here. Oh, yeah. So, and you have several days to join the group. Don't feel like if you don't have to do it, if you don't want to do it right now, don't worry, you'll have a couple days. Yeah, it is a little chilly here, actually. It got down, it hasn't been, and then all of a sudden today, yeah, it dropped down and got real cold. It's like 37 out there right now. I don't know where this came from. But the other day it was like 74 and sunny. Even the other night, overnight, it stayed in the 60s. So let's see how good or bad this sounds. Oops, that's not great. Maybe I'll go back to an old one. How's this one from '03 sound? Not great. We got to do that PBS broadcast. Where's that Bonnaroo at? What happened to the Bonnaroo broadcast? Yeah, we'll go with this one maybe. All right. So I'll have playing half listening to Oysterhead at Bonnaroo in 2006. Gosh, man. It's not horrible. Okay. Hey, how the hell are you, Ghost of Flea? I'm doing well. Fired up for March Madness, listening to some Oysterhead. I mean, does it really get any better? Looking around for some sherb pie here. Ooh, electric peanut butter cookie. I swear, some of the names they give these strains now. Happy almost St. Patty's Day. I was so confused like a week ago or something. At UD, University of Dayton, they were celebrating St. Patty's Day, but it turns out they were going to be on spring break or something for St. Patty's Day. So they were like, we are still going to party. I would think probably Ghost of Flea. I can't guarantee a mow and stream, but very likely. You know, whenever I'm like, I think I'm done with like the dishes videos and the mowing videos, I still do them. Anytime I want to take this channel seriously, I decide, nah, I don't really want to take it that seriously. What am I going to do? Become a music critic? I would much rather keep it in the spirit of YouTube where a guy can just do his dishes and film it. Now even live stream it. Live streaming wasn't a thing when I first started doing the dishes online. You know, if I knew how to play the algorithm game, I probably could have done better with the dishes are done. I think people would have clicked just for the, it's like, oh, that's funny. And then hopefully I could have kept them. Because people did dig that. I for a non-fish video, that one, the dishes are done, has probably gotten the most requests. I liked it. You know, when I was renting that one house, that was my favorite situation because I could look out the back window right at my neighbors and just never-ending material there. That was the best situation. Look there. Trey already grabbing my attention. Not listening at all, but he gets you. Haven't done it yet, Dan Z. I screwed up though. They didn't have the total Meowsy-Wana. So I was like, ooh, I'll try these. And I got these sticks. And it's like, they're supposedly catnip infused and they chew on them. It's good for the teeth, all that good stuff. And they do, and they kind of like them, but it's like they don't get the full effect, you know. One time, Floppy got a little crazy. Um, he started biting it and throwing it in the air and then trying to wrestle with it. Did a little gator roll, then would take off running across the room. But yeah, I screwed up. I should have just either went somewhere else or I don't know, waited on the Meowsy-Wana. Hey, what's up? Boom. They're coming though, Dan. And sometimes it's hard to capture them, man. They're so wild. You know what I mean? I'm not a professional cameraman, so there's so many good cat videos that I blow it just because the cool shit happens out of frame. I'm like, where are they? I'm like looking around for them with my phone. Hey, what's up, Thomas? The reigning champ. Defending. A little early in the stream for this, I gotta say. Oh, he puts it directly on the cats. Interesting. Oh, I don't need that pulled up. Whoa, no kidding. 30 years ago today, you were at the Spectrum, huh? Damn. What was going on? Grateful Dead? Fish? I know, yeah, yeah, Danzy. That's another one I can never get. A good cat fight. I got a good still shot the other day, though, of Rose being like, it's awesome. Oh, cool. I'll have to look, Spud. I'm so sporadic on there, Spud. Sometimes I'll be on there like 3 times in one day, and sometimes I won't be on there for 3 days. But eventually I'll see it, I think. You wish to consume. Spammer. There were some surprises, I suppose, Stash fan. Um, but maybe not. Michigan just winning the Big Ten tournament, but they maybe had decided where they were going to be. They were like a 5 seed. Louisville was an 8 seed. I thought they might be a little higher. The Zags in Georgia playing in the first round. They trying to hook up Patino and Calipari if they can both win their first round games. Um, Clark Kellogg still getting it done. You're right, Danzy. Good call. I could try something like that. Or even if I just get enough small snippets, maybe put 3 or 4 of them together, I could get one, maybe something like that, Dan Z, with some narration. I've tried a little bit with floppy, but the closest well, I wouldn't even say I didn't even come close, but I do remember a time, and I believe it was 95, maybe it was earlier, when the Grateful Dead played Buckeye Lake here in Ohio. I knew of people that were going, and I probably could have went. It might have been earlier than 95, though. But it might have been 95. Much like 97 Nutter Center, I knew quite a few people that were going there. Hey, what's up, Steely Matt? Probably won't hang out as long tonight. Just wanted to get on, kind of throw out the fact the NCAA is here again. I'm going to be doing a channel group once again. A link down in the description. I'll kind of periodically maybe throw a link here in the chat. If you want to join the group, it's free. Got to have a yim. I can't a yim. Hey, Stash fan, welcome to Yim. Yim. Y-E-M. I never say Yim. I don't know why when I looked at it there, I said Yim. Thanks, dude. I know sometimes Dan Z, me and Mary have the best moments where we're just like cracking each other up and the cats are involved or the cats are cracking us up. And it's like, yes, that would have made for a good one. Just like that, Rocky Top gets destroyed by Florida. A lot of SEC teams in there. I'm not buying Mississippi State or Kentucky. I thought you were saying denaration. I thought you were trying to be hip, Dan Z. I'm just kidding. I know. I love that. Last year, dude, they have an epic run, and then this year, coach fired. I don't know. Maybe they're like, well, we were going to fire him last year, but then they made that tournament run. I didn't really love my bracket, I'll say. That first one that I do for the YouTube video and that I enter into the group, you're allowed 2 brackets as well. I didn't feel great about my final 4 when it was all said and done. But at Houston, Florida, I already forget. Florida, Michigan State, Houston. I already forget my own Final Four. But I know I had Florida winning it. That much I know. I had Auburn maybe going out a little early. Drake, my one my one team that's going to win a couple of games. I think I might have picked Akron over Arizona. Oz is ever floating. I'm gonna look at my own damn bracket. Yeah, it was Izzo. That's the other thing, man. I don't think Izzo's going to the Final Four. You know, it's 20 years ago he was the man in this tournament. So anyway, I got Florida over Michigan State. I got Wisconsin over Houston. I don't know, two Big Ten teams. I think this is the year. I feel good about Houston and Florida. I feel so good about Houston. I had Wisconsin beating them. Yeah. So I got Florida, Wisconsin, Florida. Shut this down. No, they sure are not. Flyers neither. Buckeyes not in. Flyers not in. When in doubt, go with James Madison. Did you stash fan? Thomas Pickerington. Is it Pickerington or Pickeringen? Pickerington, right? TP? Well, Thomas P. Thomas Pickerington, I believe. Why do I feel like that's not right, though, Thomas? Anyways, he's the defending champ, and he's back. Back to get us again. I think Mary even did decent last year. I didn't even help her either. Hey, what's up? What Willie thinks? What Willie thinks? I don't know what happened the other day, but I think I totally misread what was going on, and I don't know. You might have already been gone anyhow, but I think I misunderstood something you said, and I said something snarky back. Yeah, they were very inconsistent. Didn't they beat Kentucky by like 20 points at one point in the season, and then they turn around and like lose it at home to Northwestern or something? Yeah, I mean, I haven't really cared about their basketball in a long time, so I although I did get sucked in the year they had the Thad Five. Yeah, and Dayton the same way. Dayton had a couple of big wins and then just some perplexing losses. Like Dayton's coach said the other day when they lost, he was like, I don't know if we underachieved or overachieved. I don't either. I think they might have overachieved. I think they ended up like 21-9, 21-10, something like that. Louisville's the one I can't believe. They've won 12 games in 2 seasons, and now this year, boom, they're like 27-6 or something. It's amazing how quickly you can turn things around now with the transfer. The combination of the NIL and the transfer at the same time, yikes. But for Ohio State to really consistently not deliver a good basketball team, every now and then, sure, in my, over the last 25 or 30 years, my kind of memory definitely had some good teams at times, but some great individual players, but just never consistently like a run where 6 or 7 years in a row they're making the tournament, a couple of Sweet 16s. Never quite nailed down a great young coach either. Had some decent coaches. Mm, Well, it would depend on the level, Clint. You know, if you're at Dayton's level and you're winning, it may hurt you. But then, you know, if you're Ohio State football, I can't imagine. I don't think it hurts really. Um, the bigger you are, the more money you're going to generate and all that. But I think if you're like a mid-major in basketball, something like the Flyers lost a guy last year, a really good player, went to Kentucky. Whereas this would have kind of been his featured year on the Flyers. Uh, and they sure could have used him this year. Oh, you asking Art Wood? Well, you see, a lot of them are deciding to leave. So yeah, I would say no. Ah, cool. Well, thanks for stopping by, Olivia fan. Yeah, I don't think they would. I mean, Clint, you see, they were bailing pretty quickly. I don't see, and some would adapt, sure. Yeah, they're, you know, yeah, I don't know, 50% of the, maybe not even 50% of the time. You know, since they've kind of burst on, or not burst onto the scene, but kind of become a consistently good team over the last decade or 15 years. They might make the tournament every other year, once every 3 years. Yeah, Saban was one of the guys that a bit eventually bounced. You know, we were talking about that, Jack, earlier. Um, no, not lately. They haven't been posted lately, but they have been done lately, in fact. I know. I don't understand why it got down to 37 degrees again. You talking about March Madness right now, Spud? Yeah, me too, more and more. Later in the year, as you know, as football's ending, I start to see a little more. I watch some Flyers games, but you know, watching like a Dayton versus St. Joseph's game, it's like it's barely the college basketball experience. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'll try the Browns again next year. Um, we'll see. I'll give it a shot again next year. I probably will. I lasted one game this year, and then I did check in a couple of times. What you doing down there, buddy? Hmm? What you doing down there? You got a little biscuit maker in the corner. What's going on here? My eyes got a little burny. I did not, Shane. No, I did not go. Was that the Columbus show? No, I didn't. I've seen him on one of these tours once. Boom. No problem, Jack. I have seen him 2019, but I don't know. It's probably my least favorite thing they do as far as the side projects. And I know Columbus is just right there. Should have been fairly easy to go to, but oh, did you, Matt? Yeah, if you watch the whole thing, it's better than just trying to jump in for a song or two, I would say, Matt. Hopefully not until like the seventh round, Rocco. The one-eyed cat, Cashew, the neighbor's cat, is still around. That eye has gotten much, much better, Jack Crick. I will say. Oh, really? Philadelphia Flyers not good this year, huh? I did at some point. Well, I think we discussed it, Jack, probably in a live stream. But I did make a Nutter Center video. I remember at one point you were requesting a Nutter Center video, but I think that's come and went. I've never gotten into the Columbus hockey team really. I've been to that arena for several events, but never an actual hockey game. Now, college hockey, that's hardcore. Penguins aren't any good either? He put his contacts in the cat's eyes? Wonder what that was like. Guess about the craziest thing I ever did was put a Batman cap on Floppy. I had no drink or anything, man. I wasn't really prepared for this live stream. You know, I'm not some giant Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but obviously if I was going to pick an NBA team to root for, it would be the Ohio team, and it's hard not to be impressed with what they're doing. Still haven't checked in very often, but maybe they'll be one of the featured games some Thursday night. I'm going to try to continue the Thursday night live streams. So we'll see. Keep your eyes open. Channel member SE watches them after the fact. SE, boom, if you're here after the fact, let's do it. DH, will DH show up and try to get his belt back? I remember DH was one time a champion of the F Zappa 20 channel group March Madness NCAA tournament picks. Got Oysterhead here going. Bonnaroo 06. Walk through a neighbor's screen door. No, at least it wasn't a glass door. Or I hope it wasn't glass. But I don't know how the hell the other night with the eclipse, during the eclipse stream, and like the whole last half an hour of the stream, you kind of mentioned it. You were like, hey, I'm going to go check. And then you were like, oh, it's starting. And then you were like, hey, it looks cool. And this was, you know, seriously, the last 20 or 30 minutes, you left 7 or 8 different comments throughout. And somehow I just overlooked and missed every single one of them. I do not recall ever seeing you mention the moon late in the stream until after the fact when Mary was rewatching and we were kind of skimming through it. And the live chat had actually processed at that point. And yeah, I totally missed the moon that night. Like, all I had to do was wait 10 minutes and go look outside. And then I'd have been like, ooh, I would have noticed something. And then that would have got me to stay up another hour. It's awesome, Clint, although I'm barely listening. But there's been a few times where it like catches my attention, you know? That's how I used to find some that was a good technique to find a random fish jam. Just put on random show, let it play, start playing video games, get lost in your video game. It's like you'll totally zone out the music. You won't even know what's happening, but at some point it'll be so good that it'll catch you. And you'll be like, bam. That's how I discovered the Pyramid 99. I somehow didn't know about the Pyramid 99. And then when it randomly started playing, I barely noticed my video games. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying too at the beginning. I haven't really listened. I totally forgot about the 2020 shows. I certainly haven't listened to this Bonnaroo show in forever. I haven't listened to those original Oysterhead shows in forever. Stuart, you're playing the wrong damn song. Yes, Clint, the 2001. Uh-huh. I forget there was something going on that night too. Like every song was played in the same key or something, at least for one set. Forget how that went. Every song like started with the same letter, maybe. What was that? There was something going on there. They did, I don't want to say a gimmick, but D. Okay, that's what it was. Key of D. All right. Cool, cool. And it was so clear here too, Spud. It's not like I know some parts of the country got screwed with the clouds. It was so clear here. I don't know. I mean, even the window behind me that had the curtains open that night is almost a reminder to be like, ooh, maybe if it's the right angle, we'll be able to catch the moon right through the window. I don't know. He's still down there making biscuits. What you doing, bud? What's the biscuit factory? We'll get you some more crunchies. Don't worry. Along comes Mr. Oysterhead. I don't know if I'm trying to think what would be maybe my favorite Mister. What would be my favorite Oysterhead song? I do like Oz is Ever Floating. I like Mr. Oysterhead. I like Armies on Ecstasy. Rubberneck Lion. I like Rubberneck Lions a lot. Shadow of a Man. It's a dark one. Polka Dot Rose. Owner of the World. What was up with that, man? Supposedly about Fishman. Or dedicated to Fishman one time. We'll skip all the way to the end and listen to Owner of the World. Claypool at Bonnaroo. Seems like a natural there. Who used to be the owner of the world. All right, let me get back. I shouldn't have done that. I should go. I want to find Rubberneck Lions. Oh, perfect. I'm going to Rubberneck Lions. About 46 minutes into the Bonnaroo 2006 Oysterhead YouTube video. That will complete that. 2006. He doesn't look okay, right? I was about to say he doesn't look too bad there. Right when I said that, I pulled up the video and Trey was going, that's what he was doing. He was looking at Les going, okay, you're right. Troxy. Troxy Pilastasio. My favorite drummer, this dude named Clay? No. God, I mean, like an answer that maybe like I say, but truth is I don't listen to a ton of his music anymore, but Billy Cobbin, when I'm actually listening to him, I'm like, oh my God, that's the greatest drummer I've ever heard. Like Mahavishnu Orchestra or something, but I don't really ever listen to that anymore. I'd say somebody from one of Zappa's bands. But if I was really pushed, like if I was putting together a super group and I could get somebody at their peak, it would probably be Billy Cobbin. That guy was a badass. Maybe the Biles, Terry from Zappa's band. Terry Bozzio, he was awesome. Maybe, and then, some of the classic rock guys I always kind of like too. Not that they're like the greatest, but I liked just your classic rock dudes like Bonham and Neil Peart and those dudes. I like, obviously, Fishman. There's one dude, a friend of mine always loved. I can't remember the dude's name. I feel like it was like Whacker, maybe? Something, shit. Anyhow, he was pretty good too. So, something like that. Yeah, Peart, Neil Peart. Least favorite. Well, I'm not going to bang on him now. He passed away. The guy from the Foo Fighters. I was going to be like, that's my least favorite guy. Just because whatever. He was just back there playing drums, but he was carrying on like, just playing the fucking hardest rock song ever. I like Calves from King Gizzard. That guy's an animal. What about you, Jamie? You got a favorite? And don't say the drummer from Grav. He's a beast, right? Steely Matt? Yep, Vinny's awesome, Dan Z, you're right. Yep. I mean, they kind of are the best. Ringo. Hell yeah. Peter Criss, obviously. Some of the metal drum, I know people like Danny Carey a lot. The New Goose drummer, okay. Damn. Is his sister as awesome on social media, though? Is the real question. Okay, Buddy Rich and the dude from Grav. Okay, fair enough. Dude, I'm sure you've seen it. I haven't watched it in a long time. The old video of Buddy Rich just like dressing down his band. They probably made like one little error in one song. I haven't listened to that in forever. I should listen to that. Him just ripping their ass. It was great. Nice. You were, hey, what's up, Kyle? How you doing, my man? You were typing Danny Carey just as I said that. Yeah, I'd like Tool. That boy, Tool taking an ass whooping for their festival, huh? I don't really know. I'd like to know. I don't know anybody that went, and I haven't followed it that closely. But if you don't know the story, yeah, they played like 2 days of festival down in the Dominican Republic. They were the headliners, and supposedly it was billed as two unique shows, and they were two very similar shows. And then one of the shows, it felt like it was cut short. Fans were extremely bummed out. I don't know. I probably would be too. I don't know, if Tool is known for playing similar shows. Hey, either way, even if they're known for playing similar shows, even if they're known for that, if they build it as, hey, these are going to be two unique shows, then, I think they played like 9 or 10 songs, and like six of them were the same 2 nights in a row. That is impressive. The guy from Def Leppard only having one arm. I mean, dude, see, there's like both men and women's. There's college basketball players with one arm. Uh, the fucking one dude like dunks and hits threes. It's amazing, man. I mean, he's not going to play in the NBA or anything. He plays a very small Division 1 college, but it's incredible. I mean, and he's long. He has no arm like from way up here. He's real long though. Like his legs are long as shit. And the one arm he does have is so long. Dude, I wish I knew his name. You probably just type in like men's college basketball player, one arm. I think he plays for Austin P. Pretty small school. Dude can throw down. Yeah, and the way he shoots, like I watched him create his own shot off the dribble, and like the way he's able to gather and shoot the ball and like shoot a jumper without that other hand. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. And then I think there's one in women's college basketball. That's awesome. I don't know, man. I've seen guys wrestle with no legs. I think there was a football player with no legs. Dude, they can do amazing stuff. I don't know. It's mind blowing. I can't even quite understand it, really. But I see it, and it's like, well, it's happening. He's doing it. It's obviously possible. What's up, man? Chomper for life. Still, well, I'm not even. It's not that I'm a chomper for life. I'm serving a life sentence in a chomper prison. Self-inflicted. Or I guess I should say self-sentenced. Yeah, really. They had both arms, and I couldn't play college basketball. I don't know, Kyle M. Good question. I mean, I obviously know Chicago, but I'm not that familiar. Yeah, that's rough, huh? Only 13 songs in 2 nights. You're spending all that money going down to the Dominican. I know there were other bands, but come on, people were there for Tool. And, dude, like, why don't you just, like, I mean, not that everybody's got to be Fish and play for 3 hours, but come on. At least one show you can't play extra instead of, like, taking a song away. I don't know, man. Well, Rocco, I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but you're right. There are definitely differences between geezer activity and chomper activity. Geezer activity might be just kind of chilling on the lawn in the back, not really caring too much about where you're seated. Chomper activity might be back there chucking glow sticks, requesting possum from 900 feet from the stage, you know? Ah, he does know. You don't think he'll be playing football pro? The football player with no legs. I don't know if he made it to college, but he definitely played in high school. A little bit of an advantage though, because he was so low. He was a good tackler. But the way he like ran on his legs, or I mean, I'm sorry, he ran with his hands. Then there was obviously the convicted murderer that ran in the Olympics with no legs, but he cheated. He had on the blades, clearly cheated. So we're not going to really count him. And then he went on to murder his girlfriend or whatever. So I definitely feel better about calling him a cheater. Never trust a band named Oysterhead. Geezers and Trump. Yeah, they do. Sometimes together, too. See groups of geezers and chompers together. Been in there. Geezers love foam. Chompers have no idea how to dance to foam. They want to do their normal, like whatever they would do, like they're playing some funk or they want to get lost in it and do the spins, but just foam's one of them ones you just got to sit, or for me, I would just sit there and act like I'm really listening closely because I'm not going to be able to dance to it. So I'm just going to be really checking out what Mike's up to or something. Yeah, no shit. Right, Andrew? I mean, if he's doing that with one, right? Yes, Oscar Pistorius. You're right. Yep. I remember Norm was saying, I think it might have been before no, it was after. Norm one time was saying that that guy should have not have been allowed to participate and he should have been banned from the Olympics. And Conan was kind of like, why? Why? And Norm was like, well, look, I'm pretty sure to be a sprinter in the Olympics, you have to have both of your legs. And I feel much like I said, I feel a lot better about making fun of this guy because he murdered an innocent woman. I don't try to make a habit out of making fun of people that are missing their limbs, but how awesome was Norm? Yeah, Andrew. Yeah. Yep. I know it makes it even worse, Steely Matt. That's what geezers do. They take their dentures out and toss them, or just take them out and like raise them in the air like a lighter almost. Right. Rest in peace to the hot chick. Um, I don't even want to tell that story. I was going to tell a story about this young guy at work one time. Oh man. But it ended. I wonder if I could only tell the punchline. Let's see. If I only told the punchline, would it be funny? Anyhow, we were discussing a certain relationship. This couple had gotten married, and then he says to me, well, how do you know they're hot? The woman was covered at the wedding, traditional thing, I suppose. I think he just thought that was all her life. Again, totally, it was obviously a joke, but I had a friend recently. He said he did not. He was like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm old fashioned. He was talking about UFC and boxing as well, but he was like, I don't think women should fight. And I said, well, only the ugly ones. The women in sports have gotten way hotter, actually. I mean, I remember, and maybe or possibly it was just that I was young and they were older and I didn't find them attractive, but I just don't remember a lot of attractive women being like star athletes. And now, man, you see some of these ladies that are playing sports, almost makes you want to say you should be a cheerleader. um, yeah, softball, basketball, track and field. I watched some video earlier as these four girls, they were on the relay team and track and field, and all four of them. I was like, wow, those are not the girls that ran track and field when I was in high school. Oh yeah, I feel like volleyball. Maybe volleyball always did have some attractive girls though, and soccer kinda. If I remember, or they just didn't play sports at all because they were just too pretty for that or something. I guess I don't know. I don't know what happened. Somewhere it changed. Damn, ugly girls were like, we can't have nothing. Now they took sports from us. They get all the boys, they get all the cool everything, and now they're taking sports. Damn shame what those good looking girls do to other girls. Tennis, good call. Tennis. Softball now for sure. Um, Maybe I wasn't as aware of a softball then, but yeah, there were some amazing ones in the 90s. Joel. Probably still is. I don't really follow. I don't know much about women's tennis now, but I bet you there is. But that might have been peak. You're right. Right at the tail end of Martina, just as she was handing over her, what do they call that thing that a princess wears? That's just as she was handing it on. Yeah, Kornikova, Anna. Yeah, she was very good looking. Then there was a few of them that were kind of like, that were kind of low key, like, oh man, maybe like Steffi Graf, some of those girls. Maybe it's just because I've gotten older. Yeah, Tiara. Yes. Thank you, Andrew Duddy. Nah, man, I don't get slap fighting at all. I don't. Like, if you've seen once, you've kind of seen them all, I feel. I mean, I get it, but I don't. Well, I can't watch it. I mean, maybe if it was like how it's supposed to be, two drunk European guys like in a bar slapping each other, that's one thing. Not an actual to try to convince me it's an actual sport and it's safe and come on. Come on. Got the ventilator over here. Trey got his weird guitar out. He sure does. The antler thing. That I forget the story on that. Les gave that to him. I forget. You know what I'm saying? The one they used for Shadow of a Man, I believe. Back to the Oysterhead here for a minute. I thought I heard that sound. Probably Columbus. Not for sure, but I feel like it might get a little I'm sure there's people out there that are doing live streams along with it or something, Jamie. Yeah, CTB, right. CTB, they're getting CTE. I mean, at least, hey, football, I think it's now everybody's well aware. Other forms of fighting, whether if it's boxing or MMA, it's not like guaranteed brain damage. Like you can get through fights without suffering any damage. I've seen guys definitely win fights without inflicting much head damage, if any. There was one guy went on a 3-fight winning streak and he landed one punch in those 3 fights. He just immediately would grab dudes, drag them to the ground, get on their back, and strangle them. Much, much safer, obviously. As long as you let go. But yeah, the slap fighting, man. I just once you've seen like once or twice, or yeah, like I said, man, if it's a couple of drunk guys in a bar, go for it. Two dudes that are friends, and it's probably the only time in their life they're gonna do that. But even then, man, yeah, and right, those dudes are getting a couple $1,000 or something, probably. Even the best at it might get a couple 100,000, maybe. They can get some sponsors and I don't know, get a little social media presence going. It's insane. This one dude I was listening to, he was like, what's next? We're gonna climb to the top of a roof and throw each other off, and that's the sport. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Cool, dude. Well, Trey did in fact take the guitar. What did he call it? The Matterhorn. Nice. Fuck yeah, roof throwing, right? Boom, it's next. It's the next evolution of combat sports. Um, and I don't even think he meant slapping on the edge of a building. I think he meant, which would be one thing, you're standing on the edge of the building doing the slapping thing. No, he just meant you just go up there and whoever wins the coin flip gets to toss first and you just throw the other guy off a building. Cool. It's pretty. And I know I've heard people try to sell it to me and be like, no, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. I'm like, no, I have seen it. I've seen it, but I just feel like you've seen a couple slaps. You've kind of seen them all. Um, oh, you saw them. You just saw them Friday. Oh, cool. Nice. Bike soccer. No shit. I don't know about this. Are these electric bikes or motorized or just bicycles? I mean, that sounds like things could get a little out of hand. Dude, now they got a good looking girl doing it. Paige Van Zant. Come on. Like we were just talking about. But yeah, you're right. I don't know if I've heard that specifically, Rocco, but yes. I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy shit, some sports, but bike soccer I haven't seen. I saw dudes doing jujitsu in a car. I saw actual phone booth fighting, like in an actual phone booth. Two dudes got in there and they were just like, it was brutal, man. It fight ended quickly. And then let's see. I think I saw some crazy. What were they doing about some crazy basketball? And then I think I saw recently some dudes were like dressed up, just like knights in armor. And they didn't have like swords, but they had pretty something pretty pretty brutal. Maybe not an actual sword that could pierce their armor, but just a notch lower. Man, they were beating the hell out of each other. I guess they were all right in there. I don't know, man. It just looked hilarious. And also how they like moved around. You don't have a lot of mobility and flexibility and like when you're dressed like a knight. They should do it near water and then one goes in, sinks to the water. His suit of armor. Oh, dude, I bet. I even have trouble watching some of that stuff now. Just a basic video where like somebody on a skateboard's gonna wipe out or just anything, man. Like a guy's climbing up a ladder. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see. Expect anything where it's a head or shins. Like if shins get busted hard, I don't want to see it. And back of the head shots, I don't want to see it. A lot of times I'm just like, oh no, I already see this one coming. But yeah, I can kind of imagine bicycle soccer, but yeah, that was my first thought. Like sometimes there's some collisions in regular soccer, and maybe you're able to avoid it, maybe you're not. On a bike, I'm just thinking about a pedal to the shin. Oh, I know. Every now and then I'll torture myself, Andrew, and I will watch like a guy climbing up a ridiculous cell phone antenna or something, or somebody on the ledge of something doing some work. People climbing without ropes. Oh, I hate it all, but sometimes I do watch that stuff. Yes, Jake, knees bending in the wrong direction. Yeah, Dan, you could. Right. And I'm sure you've seen, Andrew, some of the pictures of guys building those skyscrapers, just like sitting out chilling on a big steel beam, hundreds of feet in the air or something. Maybe 100. Yeah, Kyle, right. That type of stuff, man. Oh, just simply seeing scaffolding. All right. We've moved over to the acoustic portion of the Oysterhead show here. Interesting. Nah, man, I know, right? I know they were talking about the guy, the sort of famous climber now, Alex Honnold, maybe. That dude, like he actually, they were. I think I heard this right. They did some brain scans, and there's just something wrong with him. Like the part of his brain that would activate fear or whatever, he just doesn't have it. Like he just doesn't have any fear, to put it in simple terms. No, no, this is old Oysterhead. This is just an old. This is just a Bonnaroo 2006 on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe Kyle, or you saw him around '02. I know. I was saying that earlier. I don't. I totally forgot they played in 2020. Well, speaking of the Tool shows being similar, all Oysterhead shows are kind of similar. You know, there's not a huge variation. That's part of maybe why they're so forgettable. No way. That's pretty crazy, Rocco. It just showed up, huh? Nice. You probably hadn't seen that thing in forever either, huh? I definitely saw the Frog Brigade up in Milwaukee one time, basically during a blizzard, and I don't remember much other than the blizzard. And I like Claypool's Frog Brigade a lot. Did anybody ever watch any of that Primus trying out new drummer stuff here on YouTube? They audition new drummers on YouTube, kind of turned it into a thing. It's kind of cool. Ah, yes, Andrew. I could see that being a problem. Are we at an hour yet? Oh, look at that. We are right about an hour, huh? Boom. Oh, that's right there, 59.50. Well, Everyone, I will share the link one more time if anybody wants to join the group. Thanks to everybody that hung out, chatted. Spud, I know you tried the other night. Did you enjoy Billy? Yeah, Clint, Kyle, Dan Z, Andrew. Glad you made a live stream, Andrew. Boom. Thomas, hopefully you are back to defend your belt. Mr. Madak Alim. I never know your name, dude. That's the craziest name. Madak Kalim. Jerry of the Day guy. All right. And everybody else, what Willie thinks, and trying to think. Try to think, but nothing happens. They said Billy's hair was too long. All right, guys. Boom. Join the group. Make the picks. Take the ride.